Hello. For many people, like high school was a very like important time in their lives, and it's a time that they had a lot of memories from. And for a lot of people, like it opens doors for them, like to lead them to either play sports in like college or to do whatever they want to do. And today I'm going to be talking about the three benefits of attending private school over public. And so my first benefit is that like private school has a lot less kids, which means that there is smaller classrooms. And having smaller classrooms, I feel like it gives the students more one-on-one time with the teacher, and it also gives them like a better sense of unity and an easier learning space. And so like that's like the teacher in the private school like being one-on-one with the students, and there's less. And this is a bigger classroom in public school. And with the research I did, it was that usually the size difference is that there's 25 kids in a public classroom and 19 in a private classroom. And private schools also have a better student to teacher ratio, which is 12.2 in private and 16.1 in public. And having like students in the class is just helpful for like the students to feel also like more focused. And then it also creates, I feel like, a lot of more relationships because you're closer together as a class, so you get to know each other better and just bond. And so the second reason why I think it's beneficial to go to a private school is because they offer religion classes. And although like there's people that aren't religious or like people that aren't as religious as other people, I think it's good that they offer religion classes. They offer like a lot of the schools have fathers like priests, and they have mass, they hold mass, and then so I think like having a priest is similar to having a counselor, so it gives you the opportunity to have somebody to talk to if you like don't have that guidance anywhere else, and you'll feel like you have just another person there. And having mass could be beneficial to the students because it teaches them to be responsible for themselves and their actions, rather than when you go with your parents and you like have to behave. If you're at school, it's like you go because you kind of want to and because like you're learning for yourself. So that's like the school I went to, and that's the priest giving one of the teachers like the bread and body of Christ. And this is just like a little thing that there is where you could go and pray and reflect if you need to. And for the third reason, it's the facilities. And personally, going to a private school, I got to enjoy many of the new and improved facilities. So a lot of the private schools seem to have like cleaner facilities and nicer facilities. They do get more money to fix it, but they do it for their kids. And personally, my school got a new gym, a new football field, and a media center when I first went there. And having a better media center for me was like, you kind of focus more because it's like a better environment where everything seems nice and everything is like, it just motivates you to do better. And with the gym and field, it motivated the athletes to do better because they're receiving something. And with improving facilities, it also teaches like the students to take care of things better than they would if everything was already like messed up and not good. And although private schools are pricey, you could always ask for help and they'll be willing to help you. They have scholarships that they can offer financial aid, because as much as like you want to be there, a lot of the private schools want you to go there too to help you. That's the same one.
Can I give you my written evaluation? Can I get
No, you do not. You put the written evaluation on the YouTube channel, on their
Oh.
video.
So you watch the written at home then, right? Too.
I'll,
Or not the,
yeah, give me a second and I will discuss this with you as you guys have questions. Let me make a note or two here first. Joanne, what'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I liked how she used her personal experience, and maybe she could have used a better attention device and with the card bus, but otherwise it was pretty good.
I didn't hear any of that last second. I heard the other stuff, you know, something about the attention device. She could have used a better attention device, and then something else you said. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I liked how she used her personal experience.
Okay, all right. I think your personal experience is the primary motivator here for you to speak about this, and so you ought to be more willing to share some of those examples. You do make evaluations about a lot of things. You said, I thought it was nicer, you know, I was glad that I had X, Y, or Z, but it seems like there are details missing. So, for instance, what did having a smaller classroom give you the opportunity to do? How much more interaction did you have with the teacher? What kind of attention was paid to you that you thought wasn't paid to students who went to a public school? I think you need a little bit more information like that. You're just kind of giving the very basic kind of statement about this that doesn't really have much to pull us in and to be convincing. You almost make this a persuasive speech where you are suggesting that the private school experience is better. Talking about what the advantages of a private school are, I think that that's great, but you know, it's very generic. You talk about the facilities, for instance, at your school. You got a new gym and a new football field. I'm going, well, lots of schools get new gyms and new football fields. Why is this unique? What was different about this one? How did you feel more a part of this because it involved fundraising, or because it was the parish that was responsible for it, or it was because the parents and families that came together and created this sort of thing? How does that contrast to some other school that gets these kinds of things? New schools open all the time, so the notion that this is somehow unique to private schools seems to me a little bit awkward. Now, for example, one thing I don't know, how long your school had been in operation. So if it was a relatively new school and everything was new and clean and crisp, that would explain it. Is it that same way at other private schools? I don't know. You say that that's the case, but I don't know why you would believe that's, because the only information that you cite is your own personal experience here, and that's a very narrow amount of information. I did think that you had some information about the ratio of students to teachers in private schools versus public schools. There was some information there. I didn't get a citation on it, but I did hear the numbers that you were presenting. What I think would have been helpful is some information that also showed that makes a difference, that the students learn more or are more effective, or they get greater opportunities to do things. You kind of suggest that that's true, but you just say it. You don't give us any reason to believe that it's true. We don't have any information that shows that is what's going on. I thought your goal was very clearly stated. I didn't think you had a very clear preview of what the structure was going to be. In the body of the speech, I could pick out the spots where you were talking about what the advantages were, so that was fine. So the organization in the body of the speech was a little bit better than it was at the end of at the beginning of the presentation. You were talking about the facilities and how nice they were, and I'm getting a picture of the priest giving, a blessing to the teacher.
I forgot to.
And it feels like I'm missing something here. Why would you make that an issue and then give us this picture? Well, it's nice that they have the statues there or that kind of thing. It looks pretty, and I'm sure that it's very serene for people who have faith and that sort of thing. But like the other comparisons that you're talking about, well, you mentioned some media equipment, for instance. I'm going, so what did that consist of? What is that not available to public school students? That kind of thing. That's the stuff that I think might have made it a little bit more interesting. I said it before when we were talking about the visual aids in class. I don't know if you missed it. You do not need a title page. It's kind of distracting. That's what your introduction is supposed to do. And before you even start, we've got a title page up here. So I think that that's a little bit of a problem. You want to get rid of that kind of thing. All right, thank you.